Welcome to the Hope for the Journey podcast, a weekday wellness tips program presented by Dr. Denise Marie, Third Order Carmelite. Dr. Denise is a professionally qualified clinical psychologist, health and wellness professor and coach, counselor, plus medicinal herbs educator. Each Hope for the Journey podcast features a well-being key from Dr. Denise, helping you meet your self-care needs for living well. Listener discretion is advised because this and other Hope for the Journey episodes may contain discussions surrounding behavioral health problems and other actual potentially triggering topics.
Hello and good day, everyone. Welcome back to Hope for the Journey. I do hope things are coming along okay for you. My name is Dr. Denise, and on today's episode of the podcast, our topic is living your values, which is a spiritual self-care key for living well. What does it mean to live your spiritual values? Your highest spiritual values are tied to your moral compass. So it would be about living with a defined set of standards, a moral value system made up of the deepest or most fundamental basic beliefs about what is true, what is good and beautiful. Living your values is about being faithful to your highest spiritual core, your God-given conscience. Perhaps you're wondering why living in alignment with a high-level moral value system is a good idea. Well, to begin, moral values affect your life, with your identity and your character based on them. So you don't get lost in an overwhelming blur of a life. Moral values fuel your emotions, your thoughts, your decision-making, your words, and other deeds. These values provide a guide or framework to evaluate the choices you make in life. Quality values increase your motivation and inspiration to do the right thing. The values aid positive experiences for you and help you find more fulfillment and contentment in your life. Holding high moral values improves your physical health and behavioral wellness. They increase your productivity, assist your finding your purpose in life so as to make your life more meaningful, and that includes making your work more meaningful. Top values create more resilience for you, so you can better navigate challenges and setbacks that happen to you. Values can serve as warnings as well, so that you don't fall for anything bad or false, etc. They help prevent you from getting stuck in negative, cyclical patterns of behavior. They assist improvement of your relationships, including keeping family together. And top values aid the creation of a more harmonious society. But what if you are not sure about the full picture of your value system? How can you discover, know, and understand the meaning of your core values? Well, what about prompting yourself by asking yourself some questions like these? What things do you do that make yourself feel bad about yourself? What words come to mind when you think of ethical values and morals? What was a time when you were, quote, at your best, and why? What people, places, and things are not a good fit for you or hurt you? And what about saying a prayer to identify the spiritual values that will help you to live your best life? In fact, I'll go ahead and say this prayer. God, your own word is filled with counsel meant to guide our core values. You created us and know what it takes for us to live the full lives that you want for us. And yet, too easily, I can believe values coming from others that are untrustworthy, unimportant, and unstable. So I don't succeed in building my core foundation on values that matter. Please forgive me for this. I pray that you will give me a heart to seek your help, to focus on things that last and do what matters now. I invite your Spirit's guidance and direction into every area of my life. Please point me in the direction you want me to go and keep me on the heavenly path. So be it. Another aspect of this topic of living your values then would be, what are some specific examples of the best moral values to have? I'm going to make a list of the ones that are most important to me, and especially as they relate to health and wellness. Truth, excellence, thankfulness, wisdom, beauty, justice, stewardship, responsibility, simplicity, accountability, forgiveness, well-being, prayerfulness. How would you integrate and live the highest moral values in your life? Well, I have some tips. First, in your mind's eye, or maybe even in a journal or on a vision board that you put together, why not visualize your values for a better life? You can also simply create values-based goals for the rest of your life. How about living more intentionally every day, with your value system helping you to prioritize your time, your talents, and treasures? How about setting out to react better in difficult situations? Keep in mind to make values-based decisions. Align your actions with your values. Make sure to say no to things that do not fit your values. And it is a good idea to connect to people who care about the same things that you do. Overall, it is possible to be living your values for your good and the good of everyone. especially all in service of strengthening your spiritual wellness, resulting in a more abundant life for you in general. For the next part of today's podcast, I wanted to talk about two people who are clearly living their values. First, I mentioned singer, author, attorney Kimberly Faith. She is from the state of Missouri in the United States. On her website, Kimberly describes herself as God's child who had previously been a, quote, wild child, end quote. Kimberly Faith briefly summarizes her life story this way, quote, in 2011, in the greatest valley of my life, God began a major and transformational revival in my soul. He drew me back to his presence by his immeasurable goodness and inspired me to carry out his great commission through teaching, writing daily devotionals, writing and recording music, and making videos. In all areas of my life, my family, my law practice, and personal life, I want people to see Jesus before they see me, end quote. On X.com, Kimberly Faith says she tweets to, quote, inspire God's presence, end quote. And the other person I wanted to speak about is Stephen Curtis Chapman, who is from the state of Tennessee. Stephen is an American contemporary Christian music singer, songwriter, record producer, actor, and author. Stephen Curtis Chapman has 50 number one singles in his catalog, is the most awarded artist in Christian music history, including 59 GMA Dove Awards, 5 Grammy Awards, and an American Music Award. He has sold more than 16 million albums, with 10 of them being gold or platinum. Along with Mary Beth, Stephen Curtis Chapman founded the organization called Show Hope to care for orphans by engaging the church and reducing barriers to adoption. Stephen believes in mobilizing communities of care and that, quote unquote, prayer is powerful, end quote. And the Show Hope orphan care mission truly gives a picture of the generous child and family values held by Stephen Curtis Chapman. As you can tell, both of these influential Christians, Kimberly Faith and Stephen Curtis Chapman, are deeply aware that living your values is a spiritual practice for better living. Moving along now to the next part of our podcast today. My plan was to present a piece of music that particularly shows living your values. The song I will feature for you, by Tim McGraw, is called Humble and Kind. So I will read the full set of subject-relevant song lyrics I pulled from the internet. You know, there's a light that glows by the front door. Don't forget the keys under the mat. And childhood stars shine. Always stay humble and kind. Go to church 'cause your mama says to. Visit grandpa every chance that you can. It won't be wasted time. Always stay humble and kind. Hold the door. Say please. Say thank you. Don't steal. Don't cheat. And don't lie. I know you got mountains to climb, but always stay humble and kind. When the dreams you're dreaming come to you, when the work you put in is realized, let yourself feel the pride, but always stay humble and kind. Don't expect a free ride from no one. Don't hold a grudge or a chip. And here's why. Bitterness keeps you from flying. Always stay humble and kind. Know the difference between sleeping with someone and sleeping with someone you love. I love you ain't no pickup line, so always stay humble and kind. Hold the door. Say please. Say thank you. Don't steal. Don't cheat. And don't lie. I know you got mountains to climb, but always stay humble and kind. When those dreams you're dreaming come to you, when the work you put in is realized, let yourself feel the pride, but always stay humble and kind. Yeah. When it's hot, eat a root beer, popsicle, shut off the AC, and roll the windows down. Let that summer sun shine. Always stay humble and kind. Don't take for granted the love that this life gives you. When you get where you're going, don't forget. Turn back around, help the next one in line. Always stay humble and kind. So, as this song well reveals, living your values not only advances one's spiritual wellness, but also one's entire well being. For this next podcast segment, I wish to highlight some extra possible care for you and your overall wellness by pointing to the following 3 health foods and plants from sacred scripture, given our topic is living your values, a spiritual self-care key for today. Yet please keep in mind to go over these 3 items with your doctor before making them part of your dietary habits. I discuss this trio of foods as complementary to body and soul functioning. First, I can point to aloe, a plant which is mentioned in the book of Numbers, chapter 24, verse 6. Aloe is a plant that has many health and beauty benefits. For example, it helps to detoxify and cleanse the body. And aloe is also used to boost immunity, improve the body's response to stress, and heal wounds and burns. Then I can indicate cinnamon, which is noted in Proverbs chapter 7, verse 17. Cinnamon is a super spice which supports cognitive function, including alertness and memory. Cinnamon helps fight viruses, increase energy levels. Plus, cinnamon improves the function of nerve cells as well as digestion. Also, there is the nutrient-rich flax seed, which is also known as linseed. Flaxseed is in verse 6 of the 2nd chapter of the book of Joshua. Flaxseed protects against heart diseases, improves overall skin health, plus flaxseed benefits joints and muscles. Just please recall my counsel to discuss such foods with your doctor to ensure their suitability within your individual health situation. Otherwise, it pleases me to underline aloe, cinnamon, and flax as a few of nature's gifts for the well-being of both your body and soul. Additionally, on this podcast episode, I wish to share this brief item with you, a post-it note I have written to encourage you to be living moral values in an intentional way. So I hope you will take to heart these words from a friend, actually from the book of Philippians, chapter 4, verse 8. Brothers and sisters, whatever is true, whatever is noble, whatever is right, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is admirable. If anything is excellent or praiseworthy, think about such things. As to the next piece of the plan for today, there is an app I have to share with you in service of better living your values. The app is called Dawn, or Stay Connected to What Matters Most. The app founders are based in Hawaii, Angie Gibbons and Paula Cavagnaro, who are longtime friends. The content description for this app, named Dawn, says, quote, "Our goal is to help as many people as possible pursue spiritual growth in an accessible way that also supports their mental well-being. For busy Christians, one day at a time, bringing together inspirational content, daily scriptures, and modern technology. Dawn encourages a deeper connection with God by supporting the heart and mind of the individual with tried and true spiritual guidance and mental health techniques. Dawn can help you begin each day feeling more productive, spiritually centered, and emotionally lighter. Daily interactive devotionals, inspiring resources, spiritual encouragement is right in your pocket when you need it. Keep track of the prayer needs of friends and loved ones using our handy prayer list tool. Find a dependable faith gathering online." End quote. Further, going beyond this Dawn app I found, you can recall that there are other wellness aids to discover in our Hope for the Journey podcast resource center, located on Instagram at cause4hope, Cause for Hope. And as an ending point to conclude this evening's discussion points, please know how pleased I have been to create this podcast for you today on our valuable subject of living your values, to underline the significance of this spiritual self-care key for you. And please know that I personally wish you more hope for the journey of greater well-being.
The Hope for the Journey program airs weekday evenings from 7:45 p.m. to 8:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Instagram and YouTube. Dr. Denise thanks you for listening to her Community Wellness podcast and wishes you to keep in mind that there is cause for hope of more well-being.